loves, welcome back to my channel and another nail tutorial. This one is all about abstract patterns with gel polish. I've got my display tips ready to go on my stand and I'm using a base coat here of a new gel polish from Wow called Pickle. It's kind of a dark khaki green. It's really cool colour. I love it bits. And I've popped on a matte top coat. How cool is that colour? It's absolutely amazing. I've been waiting for a green like this for ages. So I've got a few colours out on my palette and I'm going to be using most of these throughout the video. This one is a pale green, like a pale minty green, and it's called Pom Pom. Really popular colour. And as you can see, I'm just using the 9mm liner brush from Wow as well. And I'm just randomly striping on some lines. Now they're not, you can see they're not flush lines, so they're not, you know, they're just kind of, I'm swiping them across. They're a bit bitty, they fade out in some places, there's bits missing, and the idea of these is just to make them look a bit patchy, you know, like you get faded out or worn patches on jeans and that sort of thing. It's just to make it look, it's abstract, so there's no right and wrong way to do this really. Just don't make them too precise, have a bit of fun with it, do what you like. This is just a guide, I'm not telling you what to do. So I'm just filling up a few different areas. This is quite a big nail. Obviously if you're doing this sort of gel work, you're not necessarily going to be covering a canvas that big. I have gone and cured that because I want to paint over the top without smudging it. So I'm using the gold from the Wow gel liner art nail art liner art gel set. That's what it's called now, and if you search that on the website you probably won't find it. It's early in the day. Right, so I'm using that with the 9mm brush again and I'm just painting circles. So not necessarily full circles, circles that go off the edge, circles that kind of overlap, interlink. You could do circles that, you see this one is interlinking with that other one. You could do it like a bubble on top of the other one, so not paint the part inside the other circle, just paint it on top of, if that makes sense, like it's connected to, or not, do what you like I said. And all this is doing is it's adding a bit of contrast to the line work behind it. So we've done some hatching, cross hatching, so pure line work, and now we're adding some curves which will give it a nice contrast in like line work and shapes and that sort of thing. Gold is always really lush to add to any design. I'm a big fan of adding gold, and these gold paints from the liner gel paint art nail set, paint gel art set, they're really good and they stay put, so that's good. And I'll stop talking now. Yay, that's looking nice, I like that. So I think I'm probably going to cure it. Cure it, Lisa, do it. Right, I've got some lint-free pads. It's actually a waxing strip, and I've got some sanitizer spray from Wow, which is an alcohol-based spray. So I spray that into the pads, and this is how I clean my brushes, my art brushes. I pinch them over the top and I just gently twist them as I pull them out, and all the paint really satisfyingly comes out of the brush and it keeps your brush nice and clean. I keep that pad next to my palette and I use that between every colour, and it always works really well. You can go from black to white doing that, which is fine. I'm going to matte top coat this one. You can keep it shiny if you want to. I don't want to. I did a live with these abstract patterns on. There it is, all cured and looking lush. So yeah, on the live I let people that watching the live decide whether we were going to do these matte or shiny, and a lot of people voted for matte, and I actually really love the matte, so I'm going to keep the majority of these matte. Anyway, so this one is Girly, which is a sort of mid-tone pink, which is quite pretty as a base. And we're going to use black and white and pink. And this pink is a brighter pink. It's called Love Letter. It's number 123. It's quite a bright pink. It's not as bright as Wow Pink, which is like a neon. It's a bit deeper than that, but it is lush. I do like it. I do like it a lot. So I'm just painting like a wiggly worm on. It's basically a stalk, and we're going to put some leaves on the stalk, just basic outlines. So what you want to do is grab a blob of your gel on your brush, push it onto the nail, push, and then drag a thin little line on as a stalk. So these are really quick and easy. They're impressions. Again, it's sort of abstracty work. It's not really, it doesn't have to be detailed. That's the whole point of this. These are quick and easy kind of designs, salon viable designs, if you like. You could knock out a full set like with this pattern on fairly quick. And if you wanted to, you could drag out the very ends of those tips to make them a bit pointier if you were so inclined. I was not so inclined, so I did not. So I've cured that because I'm going to paint again over the top of it. I'm going to do another stalk in black. And again, blob, blob, and you literally are pressing down, applying pressure, and then pulling the tip of your brush to make it nice and thin into a stalk. And again, you could pull those edges out if you wanted to, like the very tips, to make the leaves pointy. And make sure that you go all the way down to the bottom and off the end of the nail, so it looks more little tiny leaf at the top there. Very cute. I should have sped this up really, because I think by this point you get blob, push, and then pull the thin little leaf through. So I have done these overlapping. You don't have to do them overlapping. You could do them next to each other. You could just do one. You could do several. You could cover the whole nail in them. Do whatever you like. Use different colours. That would be good. Let me know. Tag me in your work. So I'm going to give that a cure. And you could leave it like that. And I think it really looks nice like that. So I decided that I was going to have a go at doing leaves over the top of the black, but slightly off center. So it kind of looked like the black was a like layered shadowed effect. I don't know, something. But I did it and it's done. And yeah, there you go. I think I've left this in real time as well. Lucky sausage, you are. So yeah, these are kind of like a layered effect. I didn't really take as much time on them as I should have done. And I should have really thought about how I was gonna do these, but I kind of just, this was a bit of an experiment and a play. I'd seen this done before, I can't remember where. If I ever do find out, I will tag the original artist. So yeah. There we go. So it's kind of like a layered effect with, yeah, like that shadow. So I've matte top coated that, and I think, you know, it doesn't look too bad, doesn't look too great. Yeah, I think I should have left it black. It would have looked more striking. But there you go. Have a play. Let me know. So this one is a base of another new gel polish, and it's called Violet. It is B160. It's one of my favourite colours of the gel polishes now. It's properly a bit of me, that one. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm going to use that bright pink again, and girly as well. Or there we go. So we're going to do this sort of movement again, but instead of it being lines, we're going to paint it as a sort of filled in patch. So it's not lines as such, it's a bit more filled in than the lines. So it's kind of a messy patch. I've just cleaned off my brush, and I'm going to do some of the paler pink in little overlapping pouches. I don't know, these things that I'm painting on. You can see them. You know what I mean. I'm going to use some white. A little bit up there. And we want to leave some of this violet colour in the background as well, because it's a really lush sort of contrast. A little bit pink down there, pale pink. Lovely, lovely. Right, beauts. I think that's it. No, I'm going to fill that in a little bit more. So we don't want the edges to be really defined. We kind of want these to be messy, and they're splotches. They're sort of hashed out splotches. I've cured that because we're going to go over. I've got a dotting tool. I'm going to go into the black and put some random dots on, not just in one patch, but coming off of the patch as well. So in the pale pink there, and then maybe some up in that corner. Doop, doop, doop. And then I'm wiping off the dotting tool. I'm going to go into white, and I'm going to do some white splotches. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And make them random. Try not to make anything too uniform, and try not to fill your nail up too much with the spots, patches, dots, wherever they are. And then I'm going to add, just for a bit of interest, some of those bright pink dots in as well. I'm going to give that a cure, and I'm going to top coat that bad boy matte as well, because it's kind of how we're rolling. Love it. Right, so this is another base of Pickle. Really love that colour. Really, really love this colour. And I'm using a grey and a white to do some of these like patches again, the hash patches. So stripes up and stripes up and down, and then stripes sideways. And they really are sort of quick movements across and fairly light. So this time with the gold, instead of doing circles, I'm adding on some squares. And like I said before, instead of going all the way through the square, I'm kind of adding them onto the sides. So they're overlapping, but there's no square inside. So I'm curing between each layer as well, so that you don't smudge. I've grabbed a bit of this grey, and I'm going to do some dots. So this is a sort of amalgamation of everything we've done so far, which is pretty cool. Add some white dots just for a bit of fun, because we can, and then add some more white dots. So not too many dots at a time, and not too many colours. We want to keep it sort of fairly similar in tone, so the khaki of the Pickle, and then grey and white, and then we've just got the interest of that gold. And then I'm going to use the black to do one of these vines with the push and drag leaves on them. I'm going to make these ones slightly bigger and longer, and just do the one vine on this design. So this is just adding together all of the elements that we've done so far. I'm going to drag the ends of these leaves out to make them a bit more pointy, so you can alter the shape, and that's quite easy to do. Going to give that a cure, and this is how it would look shiny. Very pretty. And then I'm going to give it a cure and top coat it in matte. Look at that. I love it. It's very busy. It's a busy nail, but I think like as a feature nail that would look really cool. And even like with a shiny top coat, that would look really cool as well. So the last nail I'm going to do, I've done a base coat there of Jasmine gel polish. And I haven't shown the bottle, but Jasmine is a like a beige nude, a deep beige nude, and it has a shimmer to it, which I absolutely adore. And I've gone in with the 9mm liner brush again, and I've just painted on like a squiggly wiggly line, and I'm just going to thicken those lines up, give that a cure, and then I'm just going to add layers in of complementing colours. So I've got that chocolate brown colour, and then I'm going to go in with the violet and add the same sort of line and same sort of thickness of line. You don't have to add the same thickness of line. You can change up the thicknesses of the lines as well. You can add up, like change up the colours, tones, make it monochromatic, whatever you like. I'm adding in this gorgeous orange as well. I think it's brick, possibly that one. And I'm using gold as well, just to add a little line of interest around the edges. And you can see those. It does take a little bit of patience, this one, because it can be a little bit fiddly. I really like those colours together. It's giving me some 70s vibes. Loving them. And then I've matte top coated it, so you can still see the shine on the gold as you turn that in the light. Obviously you'll see the shine on the gold a lot more if you were to shiny But there you go. So this is all of the designs together. I hope you've enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments how you get on. Tag me in your socials, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.